Shellhead Live. It is a beautiful Tuesday evening. It's actually bitter freaking cold outside. I don't know where you guys are sitting, but I got friends in the Panhandle that are dealing with snow, and we are dealing with cold and wet. I just opened the door like 2 minutes ago, and that was an absolute mistake. I've had the heat on, which is kind of crazy. I'm wearing a long sleeve shirt, which is really not that crazy, but I've got pants on, which is weird, and I'm saying that live. But in any case, it is absolutely bitter out there, but welcome back. We're hoping to see some of you jump on here shortly, but in the meantime, again, we haven't seen you for a while. At least it feels that way. I don't know, maybe to me, but guys, how have you been?
Hey, doing great. I'm not wearing pants, so fuck it.
We were supposed to wear bottoms.
I just kind of
I
treat it
didn't
like
get the email.
isn't it like newscasters? They got tops on, but there's no bottoms. Like
exactly, that's exactly what it is.
But yeah, it is cold and wet, that's for sure. But Mechadome, welcome aboard. So just to kind of I guess get the banter going here, right? So we had a really good show. I don't know, it's about 2 shows ago with the guys from the Cursed Dead. I like to bring it up again. I wish them the best. I haven't looked. Has anybody looked to see where the pledge is to now?
70.
So we got some work to do, right? We got some work to do between now and February. So if you're even remotely thinking about it, don't sit on it, man. Just go get it.
I don't.
Pledge in.
It's so crazy, right? Because you see the figures they got, right? You read the stories. The guys have put together awesome figures, awesome backstories. There's no reason it shouldn't succeed on paper.
I agree.
It should. Like, when you look at some of the shit that succeeds, there's no reason they should. If you can tell me that a Hillary Clinton toy succeeded, but this isn't, it doesn't make sense.
Yeah. No, I'm with you on that one. Maria, welcome aboard.
Hi, Mom.
My mom
thinks I'm cool.
Yeah.
So do we have anything we can share for the Cursed Dead? Just kind of, I think Mechadome doesn't know who it is. Maybe they didn't watch that episode.
I mean, you have to pull up a screen share.
Yeah, give me 1 second. I'm gonna pull that up while you guys are.
But yeah, like I said, I just don't understand how it's not like just falling or overflowing with support right now. Hopefully, maybe they're falling product to the whole HasLab aspect where people are waiting to the very last minute, which sucks because if they do that and we don't get to unlock the bonus stuff and the different levels, there's more that we can get. But I mean, it's just weird, bro, when you see some of the stuff that does succeed. Like, I just this is so sweet.
Everybody seeing this?
Yes. Maria Les John.
If you kind of go through here, man, there's like supporting characters, and then there's like what I would believe would be the main characters, right? So the specials would be the doctor. I can't remember all their names. I apologize. The Fly, and then what is it? It's not Krampus. Krankle. Sorry. And then of course I can't forget Gordy because I enjoyed the story so much. But
don't forget the Wendigo.
The Wendigo. And these guys are like, I think these guys are like brothers the way they described it.
Yeah.
So, and these are the blood lurkers or drinkers.
And then you've got the Wendigo in the bottom corner.
Yep.
So you have the Wendigo, the Fly, Krankle, and then I can't remember the other doctor's name. The blue one that looks like a Guyver type character. Those are your 4 deluxe figures.
Right, so they came with extra heads and hands and accessories, correct?
Everything comes with extra hands, accessories, all kinds of stuff. They just come with the soft goods. That's one of the biggest things in that they're the deluxe figures. So they come with a couple other things as well. But everything does come with extra heads except for the Fly. Everybody comes with like extra skulls that you could put on instead. Yeah.
They should already, like, I think at this point they should already go ahead and just announce the kind of what is it? The pushes, that they have set here. Fuck, I can't remember what they were kind of hinting at some stuff there. Buy them all, Wheezy.
I want to.
I can't really, without going back.
I went all in on them.
I did too. I can't say though that I can remember anything that they teased to or alluded to as far as anything further else in the line.
So what he showed us, they didn't show us what like the stretch goals are. They didn't even hint at that, but he did show us he told us about some of the bodies that they have sculpted over the past few years. So like, there's a werewolf body, there's a really big like Hulk body. Like there's a bunch of different bodies they've done. If you go back, I went back on their Instagram and I was like, holy crap, there's some really cool looking stuff as you go further back to see what this line could really come out to be. Like it can go pretty serious.
Yeah, I think we just again have to get people to understand what it is that they're purchasing, and again, I'm not one of those guys who usually buys those kind of figures. I think it look cool. They just don't do anything for me as far as owning them. But those guys, like I said, they caught me with the stories, man. The stories are enough to sell the figures to me, and that's what I wanted. So I'm cool with that. So I had no problem backing, going all in and backing the whole thing. So hopefully it comes around. Chris, go ahead. You're gonna say something. Look like
no.
So one of the other things is Playmates. God bless them. Looks like they're trying to go all in again, I guess, with the sculpting for these this Shredder and this Bebop Rocksteady. I'm sorry, Shredder and the Rocksteady that we saw. There's a re-release of the Lair, which we all kind of know about already, and then there's the re-release or the reissue of the Mutant Module, which hopefully that's not in any smaller scale, because that was a kind of toy. It was already hard to get figures in them originally, so I can't imagine if that thing was any smaller scale that figures would fit at all. And then the Lair, I'll assume, would have to scale with the Technodrome, so it would have to be downsized just a little bit in order to connect like they're supposed to, right, and make that larger play set. But so these figures are gross. I don't know if you have it up, Chris, or if you have a link to it, but
I know I had it on my phone, and my phone's my camera. So they
are. I'll dig it up in a second to see if I can. But basically, if you guys could collected the Playmates, what the heck were they called? They're textured and they were like $15 at Walmart.
That's like their ultimate line. I don't remember if they had a specific name.
Yeah. So, but you know the ones I'm talking about. I believe that these are meant to complement those.
Yeah, no, 100%. Because they showed like renders, like 3D renders of these figures at Comic-Con. So people are acting really surprised, like, oh my God, we weren't expecting them to do this. Like they showed this stuff at Comic-Con. But
so I'm gonna see if I can find an image for what we're talking about here. Actually, it's right here. I'll be dipped. Hang on one second. Come on, screen. There it is. So
yeah, also the re-release of the Military Turtles. I imagine those are going to sell well. People love the military.
I just don't see, like, obviously this is a Last Ronin, right? You guys see my mouse at all or no?
Yeah. Well, no, your mouse maybe not, but
so the Raphael obviously is a Ronin Raphael. I'm not really understanding why the reason to release it. The Shredder, just I don't know, man. Like the faces are fine. The face of the Rocksteady looks like the face of a 10-back Rocksteady. The Shredder looks like a Shredder, and he actually looks more like a 10-back Shredder or retro Shredder than I think I would have anticipated him being. But at the same time, I don't understand it. I don't know what they're milking at this point. You're not giving me anything that Super 7 hasn't already been done. Just this is a lesser price tag.
Exactly. So Playmates tried back in 2010 to do their collector line with that classics where the turtles were like 7 inches. They did the cartoon turtles, then they eventually did the movie versions. Like Playmates has this habit of trying to get into the collectible space, but it doesn't work for them. And it's because they do things like this. Like, okay, yeah, it's a $13 figure, but like you said, Super 7 has given us these figures already basically the original toys redone, re-articulated, re-sculpted. And with the fucking clearance sales that go on those things, you can get them at times for like $25. So $10 more than what these are, right? So like this really feels like a missed opportunity or like a too little, too late type of thing for Playmates. Like if they brought these out 15 years ago, it probably would have been an amazing line they could have done. But they're doing it now when you have Super 7 knocking it out of the park. You got NECA, even though people like to bitch and moan about them, knocking it out of the park when it comes to Turtles. Then you have all these other third-party companies now doing Turtles. And then here comes Playmates with these things that when you look at that Shredder, it looks like a cheap piece of shit.
Yeah.
Like Rocksteady looks decent. Rocksteady does not look bad. At least from this angle. Maybe he looks horrible from like a side view of his face. But like right here, he looks good. But that Shredder just looks bad. I don't.
I get like a less detailed version, almost like a less detailed Loyal Subjects turtle figure. Basically, is the vibe I get.
Okay, I can see that.
Like the Toon Loyal Subject turtles would almost be able to go with these. I don't know. I'm disappointed. I'm not really sure why it's back out. And again, I've said this before. I'm a completist, man, and I almost I pretty much do buy damn near everything. I regret buying those Joy toys, and the only reason I'm in it now is because I got to finish the line because I started it.
You could just sell them.
I told you, I solved that problem for you.
So terrible. And then, of course, they're coming out with this, and it's like, I don't have a reason to buy that. And it kind of throws me for a loop. Why the Raphael? Why the Ronin Raphael?
So, remember, they did a Ronin last year, year before?
They did the Playmates, but it was like a retro-style Playmates toy of the Ronin.
Yeah, but this might be in scale to that, or is he in scale to these ones? Like, nobody has information on these yet as to what it really is.
Yeah, the ones to the right are reproductions of what we've had before. Like, we've had Donnie the Pilot, I don't know how many times. Mikey, I thought was was one that came specifically with a vehicle, whether it was a tube or a boat or something. That's why he was dressed like that. I don't think he was packaged by himself. I could be completely wrong, but that's just the way I remember him. And I have the Pilot Donnie, like somewhere up there, some kind of re-release. And so this will be the fourth time. I don't know, man.
I mean, the military turtles, even though that picture of Raph makes it look like he has a Hitler mustache. Like, that's a bad picture for Raph in the military turtles. But those are obviously just, reproductions, re-releases. But that Ronin Raphael, though, like I said, I don't know how it's supposed to go. Because I'm trying to remember the Ronin they did do. He's in scale with the original line, but he has more articulation than the original line, right?
No, he's just like an original line turtle. There's no extra movements to him.
Oh, so he's like kind of squatted down, like he's back in my display. I don't want to grab him to check.
Yeah,
so he's like kind of like, like his legs are kind of bent a little bit,
like that.
It's like that. But
okay, so then I don't know what they're doing with the Ronin Raph then. So he's not going to fit with that one. It's not like they're trying to build out the brothers in that style because it's a completely different figure.
That looks like you could pop the head off, and you wouldn't be able to tell if it was a Mutant Mayhem figure. That's how bad it looks to me.
I think the Mutant Mayhems look better than this because you're expecting those to be what they are, right? Because Mutant Mayhem, you kind of assume it's a kids line. It's the kids' toys from Playmates. Adults collect them, sure, but the Mutant Mayhem figures are for kids. These Ultimate figures here, these aren't gearing towards the children. These are gearing towards us who are going to buy them for our kids and for ourselves. So you think that you have more quality with these. Mutant Mayhem, you kind of expect what you get is what you're expecting from that line.
Yeah, I see where you're coming from with that. Where are we at?
You
What do
mean
you think is the
Kang Toys?
Change Toys Dinobots?
I
Kang
think you
Toys.
mean Kang Toys.
Oh,
Yeah.
my bad. That's
I don't
They're
have
very,
these, but I
they're
think I
very
noticed something.
stylized. They're kind of cool though. I
gotta-
kind of lean towards G1, so I'm not,
I gotta look and see what he's talking about because I'm
Yeah,
sure I know. I just can't think of what they look like.
I think that now I think the Predaking they have though, that's actually kind of interesting. Very different, but I don't know. Sometimes when it comes to some of those stylized figures, sometimes I'm all about it, and other times it's kind of like, yeah, whatever.
Oh, okay. All right, I know what you're talking about. So, like you
Yeah.
said, well, you said Predaking. As soon as I saw the style, I understood right away. So yeah, it's like it's super almost not even they take away from the organic side, and it goes even more like mechanized, I guess. Where the character just looks that much more complicated, and it's a borderline what do you want to call it, Gundam style. There's just so many like crazy things with wings and missiles and claws and shit like that.
Yeah.
What's the production budget?
Two burritos. That's what it is. We have to fight for the burritos.
True story.
That's between them. I go to the gym, so I don't fight for the burrito.
Yeah, so all right. So pre-orders, man. The other day I was going through all my pre-orders that I had and like what's coming in and like when is it coming out and so on and so forth. And I've been sitting on certain items that haven't even come in. It's been over a year. And then today I got a nice little surprise, little my ass. I got a big damn surprise. And then I'm looking at some of the things I've ordered recently and how it's coming out pretty quick. Like it's within like a week, within like a month or maybe 60 days. It's like, oh, it's a pre-order, but it's already, the release date's there and it's not getting pushed off. And I feel like some of the other items that have been ordered again in the last over a year ago or a year ago, we're just now getting those. And so I don't know if it's something I don't understand, like economically something has happened or whatever, I don't know, shipping or whatever, man. I just feel like some of these pre-orders that we all had like a year ago should have had some kind of notification of what's going on. And we're just now seeing them show up.
I think a lot of those, well, here's the thing too. Like a lot of like especially the overseas import stuff. I think they're trying to get, especially if they're already paid for and done, they're trying to get those over here as fast as possible. Because once you start seeing those tariffs and that cost to ship it over goes up, it's already paid on this end. So it's like, the customers aren't going to really like accept, for example, if you order stuff on one of your big bad toy store, Show Z, your typical, import shit. And then all of a sudden you get an email from like, hey, by the way, due to this and that, you now have to pay more on shipping. Like,
so like the Heat,
be like, no, fuck that.
It's like those Heat Boys turtles, the Mecha Turtles or whatever. Mm-hmm. So I remember when I pre-ordered them all and they came up, oh, you got to pay your balance, whatever. So Leo was pretty quick. Mikey took a little bit longer. Raph, I felt like took the longest. Like they've gotten progressively longer. And now I'm sitting here, Donnie. I've seen a couple people get Donnie now. I don't know if they're getting them third party or something like that, and I mean like third party, right? But I ordered mine through Show Z, and they haven't even asked me to pay the balance yet. So that's a sign, Ruiz.
What's the sign? Because phone cameras are better than majority of webcams, so I don't know what the sign is.
New camera. But
this
yeah,
shit looks crystal clear to me. I don't know what y'all talking about. I can count my aliens.
I don't know what's going on with that shipping though. Like, I mean, I expected a notification by now, and there's so many they have. Like, there's going to be a Mecha April. There's a Mecha Splinter. There's the gold Donnie. I don't know why. Yeah. Oh, you'll be right back. I'm like, what was he doing? I thought he was showing something. The Mecha. I want to say Cerebrus, but Krang looks awesome, and he's going to be giant, like way bigger than the other pieces. And so I think they're going to be cool, but it's just like, dang, dude, like how long is it going to take to produce these things? I mean, other people are getting them, so they have to be out there somewhere. You just haven't produced them for these distributors yet. And Show Z is not based in America, so why aren't they getting it a little sooner than some of these other, people that are showing up in the States?
Bro, wild things happen over there in the East.
Well, skipping over that comment. So, all right. So things. Speaking of things that we've been waiting on forever and a year. Wait a minute. Hold on. So I remember the Cowboy Turtles they did in the 90s.
Is that the one where they had assless chaps?
No, I think he's talking about like I think Leo was like an Indian warrior. He had feathers and all that kind of stuff.
Okay.
I think is what Gus is talking about.
And then I think Raph was a sergeant. He had an arrow going through his hat.
I don't know. I know what he's talking about. Yes, I remember them. Can I remember exactly what they look like and what the characters were? Like very, very vaguely. I think I owned one or two, and I don't know, might have sold them. I don't know. Yeah, we're not going to address that right now. Love you. All right, so I will show something that came in today, which is, first of all, the box. I had to have my mother here at my house to receive them in because you had to sign for them. And they've delayed me like 3 days, and I'm like, I'm not doing this again. So it came today. Yeah.
That's some bullshit.
You didn't have to sign for yours?
No. And that fucking freaked me out because, like, those are giant ass boxes they just left outside my front fucking door while I'm working in Tampa.
Yes.
Well, Johnny got his from a guy who went out and bought it 5 minutes before and sold it to Johnny for the same price.
Holy shit.
This just came in.
Oh, okay. You ordered the 86 Galby?
Yeah.
Yeah, I killed that line. I was done with it. But
are we showing off shit we got? Because
hold up.
Well, that just came in, so I was like, "Oh shit!" I decided to.
Hey, look, it's Art. What's going on, Art?
So the cat's there. It's 2 boxes. I opened up the first box. I'm like, man, this box is big.
See, I knew one of the trolls had chaps on.
I looked down and I'm like, God damn, that box is big. So it may not look huge in this picture, giggity, but
go stand next to it real quick. Run.
Hold the camera. Run over there.
Then you'll find out he's actually not wearing pants. He lied to everyone.
But I will tell you that it is absolutely huge. I don't even if I wanted to open it, I have literally nowhere to put it. So it will remain boxed.
I made a joke earlier that you're going to use it with your, Thundercat collection that I know you don't have. So why'd you buy that fucking thing?
So funny story. So at the time I bought it, I had Panthro, I had Lionel, and I had Mum-Ra, and I said, you know what? Screw it. So I went on Big Bad, and I took every single, because they were the only people that had any that were even remotely on clearance or whatever. I took every single one of them, and I put them in my cart, and I said, okay, how much would it be if I bought every one of these Super 7s? And it wasn't a lot. It was like $1,500. And that's all the characters.
$1,500.
In the grand scheme of how many characters it wasn't that bad. So I'm like, that'd be really cool. But I think with Thundercats, I like Thundercats. I like the story, and some of the characters are really cool. But it's kind of like He-Man. I'm not going to run out there and spend all that kind of money. It's just not. That's not my line that I'm like live or die for.
But you bought the cat lair.
Yeah, it was $800. I mean,
That's why addiction.
Yeah, but it's cool.
I bought 2 of them, and the only reason I bought them is to turn around and sell them.
So that's awesome if you're not sitting on the tank, because I'm sitting on the tank, and you can buy that thing for $349 now, I think, on Big Bad, and all these other cats who went out there and bought them, no pun intended, cannot move theirs at all. Now I do know the lair, and maybe it's just right now. Maybe just right now people are freaking out about it. But I know Will messaged me because he had to get a hookup from somebody else because he missed the order at the time. And I'm sure there's plenty of other people that have thought the same thing. And I think the more people open this and show just how massive it is and how cool it can be and what you can do with all your people like you want to put on it, I think you're going to have more people that want it.
Well, here's the thing. It was a limited run. All right. So, and in the boxes you saw in your box, it
Yep.
has a stamped number out of what, 500?
Yeah, I had to look, but yeah, it's stamped.
Yeah. So I think mine's stamped like 295 out of 500.
So in the bottom of yours, did you early bird it?
Yep.
Yeah. So on the big box it says it. The little one doesn't say that on the bottom; it just says standard. But the big box on the bottom, when you flip it up, it says early bird. So it should have the key in there.
You have a thing for Shira?
Apparently. I don't know. Mega Man and Shira. That's a weird combination. Mega Shira?
If it were.
I'd buy it if it were for these fires. Oh. You lost me on that one. Oh, weren't for these fires. Oh. Well, you'd have to be out west then, I guess. Yes. Anyway, okay. All right. So yeah, so that thing came in. Anybody else? Mail calls? Johnny had one. Chris, you got anything lately?
I mean, went to Walmart yesterday, I think. Found the Wolverine from Deadpool Wolverine.
Okay.
That was cool. But I'm gonna get do the fucking arm swap on him, so he has like the sleeveless arms. So, and then I got this custom recently, but I hadn't shown it off. But it's a Deadpool Predator.
Oh, that's cool. Who painted that?
His name is something Howard. I'm horrible with names. Damn it, Tony! Why'd you put me on the spot? It's
that poor fucking artist. He did a great job.
No, let me, please.
Guy.
No. It was on. There's a guy been like on Facebook. I've been like in his raffle groups. It was part of one of the raffles. He made it, but it was part of a raffle, and I had won it. And I was like, "Oh, let me get the Predator." So that's what I got. It was pretty dope. I haven't got anything else recently. I've been kind of trying to not get myself with a room full of just boxes anymore. I'm trying to move shit on.
Yeah. I'd like to say I know what that's like. It's just it's getting bad over here. It's been bad. No, it's not getting bad. It's been bad. It is bad. I need to start hitting some shows and start bleeding out some product. I'm just sitting on a whole lot. And then when Damien kind of shut down his organization in his room, now I have like 4 more bins of just, God, I hope it moves. I mean, we're talking like it'll be $5 figuring, man, just to move some of this stuff out of these bins and get it gone. But it is what it is. It's cool.
I got some stuff coming up at the show. It's like buy 4 get 1 free. I'm like moving these.
That's how bad it is.
How much did what cost?
It does. Hey, that deal does really well at the Toy Jam. That was popping with that, man. We're
trying to see what Mechadome's asking about. If he's asking about the Cat Slayer or what.
He's probably talking about your figure.
Oh, the Wolverine was like $24.
Giggity. Giggity.
Oh.
All right.
Oh,
so you haven't seen Rebel Girl in like months, huh?
You guys are going to start all kinds of problems for me.
I don't know. I see Melissa all the time.
Wow. I'm sorry.
Some would say daily.
Some would say daily. It's true.
So, back on topic. Gus, I would say it more hurts me to have to open anything. Even if there's 2 of them, it hurts a little inside. But I did.
Yeah, Tony will sell anything. If there's a price to it, Tony will sell it.
I mean, you ain't wrong. I did make Rebel Girl go out and find me another. This would be like the 3rd or 4th 40th anniversary of Voltron, because I'm like, you know what? I gotta open one and see what all the hype's about. Everybody's been like saying how good it came out and how it's fun to put together and it stands really well. And I'm a Voltron sucker, so I've got the original one that came out on the wall, and so this is a second one to open. And this is how ridiculous I am. She bought this on Sunday or Monday, I can't remember. I think it was Sunday. And it's sitting on my kitchen counter. I still haven't opened it. It'll take me 5 minutes.
I pre-ordered the 2025 anniversary version.
The Toynami one. Yeah.
You got a problem.
it was a good price. So yeah, I ordered that one too. And I'm really, it'll happen. Somebody's going to do it at some point. Somebody's going to do it with all these Transformers and everything come out in larger scales. There's going to be a 24-inch Voltron, like without a problem. I don't have the Matty Collector one. That is one I really wish I owned because I like what they did with the little pilots and whatnot, and all the different ways like you can I guess display it or something. But
wait, are you talking about
I
the?
like to have the Matty Collector set, but it's like $1,000. It's typically what I see it going for, and
But
but
I mean,
I do believe,
the Blitzway little figurines as well.
yeah, Blitzway is like $700, and the one I got from Show Z is the same damn thing, only the silver part is chromed out on the Blitzway one, I think it is, or vice versa. I remember which way, one or the other. And like you said, yes, it doesn't come with the little figures if you buy the one from the third party company, but it's still all solid steel and it's a nice piece.
Yeah. And
So
yeah,
Tony-
that's a no go on that.
See, Tony, Johnny doesn't like you.
I
He
don't like
says we're
anybody.
part of it.
If we're,
I
if we're
sold
going
you
down
my
that road,
turtle
I don't like
collection,
anybody.
and Johnny won't sell you one lion.
Nope.
I miss my my OG Voltron. Maybe you need a bigger house. Yeah, see, you guys are starting problems for me. Just saying. It could be Jaws. Maybe I need a bigger boat. I don't know. That was a terrible joke.
There you go.
Yeah, so I did. I ordered the 2025 Toonami one, and I don't know how much.
almost considered it just because of the lights and sound. I was like, oh shit. But then I'm like, I'm really happy with mine. The only way I would really consider buying another Voltron and just kind of, as far as quote unquote upgrading, would be if it was something like 24 inches or larger, as far as that goes.
But I think
have
somebody's
that
going to do it. Somebody will do it. There's everything's coming out like in 24 giggity, coming out 24 inches or bigger now with some of these robots and the mecha and stuff. So I think somebody at some point is going to release it. It's just a matter of who.
At some point, it's got to become too big, right?
Yeah, well, I mean, whatever. You gotta.
No one ever.
You
Where
worry
you
about
look
your
at
life,
it, you kind
worry
of
about
cry,
mine.
like that's gonna hurt. That's gonna...
Oh my god! But I'd like to I'd like to see people start releasing if you're gonna make all these custom like Super 7 did. If you're gonna make a Cat's Lair, if you're gonna make a Cat's Lair, what is keeping them from reproducing the Castle of Wines?
Dude,
And-
that'd be fucking epic.
Give us something like that we can. I want playset style though. I want to be able to open it. That's something I would probably buy 2 of. I'd want to be able to open it. I'd want to know they made a Voltron that scales with it. Like if they made a Super 7 Voltron, but you had to buy each piece, individually, I would do that. And I think that'd be really cool. And then, if they had the pilots and so on and so forth. But again, original Cat's Lair, absolutely disgusting to try to find one. It's not that the box isn't destroyed. You can YouTube
So speaking of under 5, right? So a buddy of mine made a point, and after he told me, I was like, that's I don't see why they don't do it.
That's
Why
a weird
hasn't-
transition, just so
Right.
you know that.
That's fine. I don't give a shit. Why hasn't Hasbro done a HasLab of the flag, a re-release of the original flag?
Where the hell would you put
That
it?
would fucking sell out so fast too.
No, but you think like it's 3 3/4, so just do a re-release of the original one. It's a fucking ship. It can't be hard to really get the tooling or get the original. It's just panels that gets put back together, right? Like to do a 6-inch scale one would be insane. Nobody's gonna have space for that.
Did you see the guy that 3D printed one?
Yeah, but I'm
That's
surprised.
Insane.
But
Yeah.
I'm surprised Hasbro hasn't said, "Screw it, we're gonna do it." This HasLab model works for GI Joe. People, like Johnny said, people will fucking throw money at that thing.
Yep.
It would have to scale for 3 3/4 because there's no
Yeah.
possible way.
Oh,
couldn't-
absolutely 3
Yeah,
3/4.
they couldn't make one for a 6-inch that would be feasible financially.
No, not at all. Imagine the shipping on that. Be longer than my car. What are you gonna do with that?
That'd be dope.
What?
Though. I mean, if they did that, I'd probably buy one.
Of course you would.
Yeah. Yeah.
You put it right there next to your damn Terrordome.
Yeah, that's gonna have to mosey on at some point.
Like at some point, 7 years later, we still have that same fucking conversation. It has to mosey on.
Oh my god, it's just so damn big, dude. I mean, it's super rad, but I haven't done anything with it. I haven't made a display out of it or anything like that, and it doesn't help that the cats just want to sleep on the grass. So yeah, I don't know, but
15 years from now, when his kid goes off to college and shit, he's like, man, I've been thinking about selling this, but since I now have that room, I'm just gonna put it in there.
Have to
That's
take
how
the
that
door off the
is
hinges
gonna
again,
end.
but we'll get it in there.
since the kids are gone, I can just go ahead and put more shit in there.
But yeah, it's like I said, I just find it weird that that Hasbro hasn't gone that route. That seems like a no-brainer in all reality to do that.
Yeah, but you got Hasbro and no brainers. You're kind of like, oh well.
Touche.
I think so. I think it would be cool, only because I back the Rattler, and then I have the what do you call it, the Sky Striker. Those fit on a regular flag. So if
John, I'd have to disagree with you, bro, on that one.
Yeah,
I
no.
think it would fund very quickly, very easily. There's a lot of people. It's a holy grail piece for so many G.I. Joe collectors in that scale, and the fact that they were at the cost for them to re-release it would be cheaper than trying to hunt down an OG one. So for them,
for sure.
enough. That would be enough for them.
You think it'd be $500? No, $800.
All right, so you're talking apples and oranges here, though. I mean, look at how hard it was to fund the Ecto 1. It's a completely different, as far as demographic of collectors.
Yeah, the proper comparison would be if they had to try and crowdfund to do the original Kenner Firehouse. Then you can use it. It's the same general idea. So it's a bigger thing, bigger play set, whatever, and it's a reproduction. This we're talking about 3 3/4 inch flag compared to a 6-inch scale Ecto 1. That's completely different things. And I think the G.I. Joe fandom is dedicated enough.
Yeah, and
definitely purchase that.
Nothing against Ghostbuster fans, and it's not like a thing like that where but I think you do have a larger demographic of people that collect G.I. Joe.
Oh, absolutely.
So that's going to fund easily. That is indeed a no-brainer.
Ghostbusters is essentially a just an obscure license in comparison. So he says that for people who might just listen, let's bring that back up so I can read it. Well, that's a lot to read. God damn it. Why are you writing fucking essays? But it was selling enough to justify the costs that they'd have to sink into release it again. Yes, I think they would.
So I think it would have to be like $7.99, right? At least.
I don't know what the original one was. I definitely don't know what the original price was for it, but because you figure they don't even have to really tool the damn thing. They're just reproducing it. So the tooling cost is even minimal on that. It's just really, it's doesn't seem like it'd be hard to do an actual reproduction. Turn the machines back on.
I guess as long as it comes out in the same quality. I'd hate to see them pull a Playmates on it.
And make it smaller would be stupid.
Or just release inferior.
What kitchen table? I've never seen a kitchen table at that place. Get out of here with that.
Just release inferior plastic, like Playmates did with, the blimp and everything they've re-released has been like an inferior plastic.
Right.
Or
but
rubber.
That's also Playmates.
Sure, but I'm just saying I'd hate to see Hasbro follow the same suit and think that they could, save a couple dollars. And
you're a bad influence. Mechadome Turtle, bad influence.
Yeah, I feel that Hasbro has their finger on the pulse of the collector community better than Playmates.
Was that a joke?
What?
Hasbro on the pulse?
Well, actually, it wasn't.
Unintentional play on the words.
Yeah, at all.
So what about the Cobra base?
But I feel like they're more in tune with what the collectors are after, and I don't think they'd make that stupid mistake of making it a little smaller, changing the quality, making it somewhat different where it's not an actual reproduction, because the fans would want like a 1-to-1 reproduction of the item, or else it won't sell.
Yeah, so I want to get to that one in a minute. Yeah, so I would say so answer Gus's question real quick, and then John, we'll jump right back to you. What just happened? Is a large open? Yeah, so that's what they're kind of joking about. Is I have a giant 3D printed one on my table, a Terradrome. It's called Terradome, Terradrome. Sorry, but I guess to Chris's point, like if you go making the flag, or Gus's point, if you make the flag, you're gonna have to make the Terradrome at some point, because people are gonna want both. So I don't know, maybe not even as a HasLab, maybe just as a reproduction and a re-release from Hasbro. You know what I mean? Maybe it's not a crowd-funded thing, and maybe it's just like, we're gonna produce this and see what happens with it.
I think you would probably get away with the Terradrome like that, but I think the flag, you have to really do the HasLab style of getting
so
people
maybe
to
if you
pay.
do one, that makes the other one sell, because people want the other one, so they're going to buy it even though it wasn't
Right, because
necessarily
I don't know how much the Terradrome will be, or the size of that would be in comparison to, like, because I've never seen the original one, but I don't think that would. I don't see that being the right price point for like a HasLab, right?
Yeah.
Versus like they're doing with Marvel Legends, where they're doing like the pre-order system with their Marvel Legends now, so they're not doing HasLabs anymore for Marvel Legends, but they're doing that pre-sale service. Do something like that for it could potentially work, because like you said, people who buy the flags are like, yo, now we gotta buy this one. And like G.I. Joe fans really do support their franchise.
Yeah, that makes sense too.
Yeah, that would do fairly well as well.
Where are we at here? And now Playmates has the Mighty Morphin Power Ranger license. Shake my head. Yeah, it's concerning. I think it's kind of cool. We're gonna get mechs. They're gonna be coming back out. How long are they gonna go with the line? I don't know. It could end up coming out and flopping. It could end up coming out and flopping, man. I mean, again, it's that fear of the quality of what they're going to do with the product, and Playmates is not making me feel warm and fuzzy about that. So my worry is that we get this mecha, you want to play with it, because Mighty Morphin Power Ranger toys, they were real simple to transform, but they were cool. And my worry is that maybe the plastic's inferior, and you go put this thing together, and it's junk, or the weapons, instead of being hard plastic, now they're going to be rubber. You know what I mean? And it's just not going to have the same playability maybe it would have had before. Man, you grinning ear to ear, say something.
Well, no, because thinking about now that they have the license for it, right? Or they have they're allowed to make figures for it. They don't have the actual license, but just seeing those that Shredder, it's like, oh, that's what we're gonna get for Power Rangers. Wow, right. Those aren't gonna do shit. Those things are gonna suck so much.
Look absolutely terrible. They were simple to transform. Yeah, 100%, man, 100%. So they were, again, they were super simple to transform. They had cool features. I got a very Japanese robot toy vibe from everything they put out with Power Rangers. No matter how goofy it was, or when the line just got so silly, I'm just like, mega super turbo rando color changing, like whatever the hell they came out with for a freaking mech. And I know they were still doing it in Japan, so that's why we kept getting them over here, just translating to America. But they started getting all crazy and wonky and weird, but they still did a great job up with the toys up to a certain point where it just got so bad, where it was way too simplistic and people were saving on plastic and what have you. And so it wasn't even quality. It was just, how do you transform this guy? Oh, just move these two things down. Now it's a different vehicle. That's it.
You know what sucks though? Like, because they're third-party ones that are really amazing as far as quality, plastic, all of that. But the problem is they're stylized. Like, I want like an OG representation. I would love one in a third-party, format, because they just make those better.
Yeah.
It's just that every time I see one released, it's very stylized, and that's kind of the drawback.
Too bad they couldn't continue the Hasbro line. Oh, Sony even open his figures. I do not.
Tony does not open figures.
I'm one to show, one to go, right? If I'm going to do that. So if you can kind of see behind me, not the cat, but beyond the cat. There's quarter scale movie turtles. I have them in the box and open, every one of them. Like I have Shredder and the foot up on the wall over here, and then I have all the Toon Turtles quarter scales opened and sealed. I've got one set of the First Brothers opened, and everything else is sealed. I like box art. I don't know. It's not a value thing. I just like box art. And I think consequently somewhere down the line that does help your value, but that's not why I buy them. That's for sure.
To touch on this, where Mecca said that too bad they couldn't continue the Hasbro line. Yeah, Hasbro really dropped the ball with Power Rangers. Like I don't know what it is, but they just seem to grasp that people wanted more villains. People like that type of line, you need villains to really help it grow. Like how many types of the Power Rangers? You have a whole army of Power Rangers. What the hell are they supposed to do? Fight nothing? Like, yeah. They really dropped the ball with that. Not as bad as they dropped the ball with Ghostbusters, though. They fucking destroyed the ball with Ghostbusters.
Who was throwing down the Lightning collection? Hasbro, right?
Yeah, that was Hasbro that did Lightning.
Yeah. So I didn't know. I don't know. I don't know what it was with that line. The figures, but like I bought the Ninja. I bought all of them in the Ninja from the movie Lightning collection, but that's it. There wasn't anything else that like jumped out at me and said I gotta have that. Like even the Goldar or the Zed. As cool as I thought they might have looked, it wasn't enough for me to buy it. I would rather have a very like everybody who steals the Turtles likenesses, right, and does something kind of cool with them. I'd like to see them do something like that with Power Rangers. Like if you give me a really take Goldar and don't make him look like such a doofus, right? Make him look real nasty. You do the same thing with Rita. You do the same thing with Zed and a couple other supporting characters, and then you make the Rangers look just as cool. And then you give me mechs to go along with it. You've just got a whole, almost like Kang Toys, almost like Gus was pulling up earlier. A little bit in that style, a little bit of I can always say Gundam. I don't know why I equate it to Gundam. I apologize, but a little bit of that style, that Shogun-y, just a little more gritty style, and not so campy, cartoony, I guess, kind of vibe. Even though it was never a cartoon,
but it was campy like one though, for sure. What are you confused about?
Nothing. I was reading something. I apologize.
Oh,
this.
You look like you had a fart. Okay, buddy, let it go.
I'm like, that was a lot to read. I gotta do that again. So first, they don't have a plan. Secondly, people mostly care about the original Power Rangers, and finally, they don't. Yeah, well, you're not wrong at all. People care about the Dragon Zord and the White Tiger Zord and all the crap from there down, which wasn't very much, right? There's only a couple lines. What the White Tiger Zord was that? We had Zeo Megazord. We had the red. It's when they reintroduced Tommy for the 15th time. Because you had and then the gold Pyramidas. Yeah, all those types. Those are all kind of the same. Not the same series. Not the same. Not the same. What do you want to? Oh my God, what do you call that? You have like the generation where it was like you had Zeo, and then you had like whatever the hell it is, I forget. But each time they needed a new mecha, and so yeah, I guess to John's point, man, you started losing people as you got into like the Dino series. Yeah, that's what it was, like the Dino series, or they made the fourth movie or third movie.
Well, we grew out of them,
right? Well, that too, but I'm telling you, even kid, like I had friends who had kids or whatever, and like my neighbor's kid was younger than I was. So I watched Power Rangers up to a certain point, and then I got out of it. And he kept watching it through the Turbo series. And even he used to say, oh, it's silly. They tried putting that kid who was like, 8 years old? All of a sudden, he's going to be a Ranger. And then they had like the cars, and they put the cars were the Lightspeed, whatever the hell it was. And then that went into the Super Train Megazord. And it started getting real silly real quick. And then they went to outer space. And I'm like, I don't know.
I didn't even know we went that far. Literally, like the first couple seasons, and now it's over it.
Oh no,
Yeah,
it's
no. After Mighty Morphin, that's all I watched was Mighty Morphin. After that, I had grown out of it. I was done with Power Rangers, which is why for like Lightning series, I only bought the Mighty Morphin Rangers and then the few villains they actually released. They released more than I was expecting them to, but there were so many cool one-off villains that they could have just been releasing villains, and that line would still be going. Because who doesn't like monsters? Like,
right. I
But
just
no-
remember they released the Pumpkinhead guy. I don't know their names. The Pumpkinhead guy. They had Goldar. They had the dude who's all eyeballs.
yep,
They had the putties, of course.
they had a piranha.
Which one?
They had a piranha. They had a
The
minotaur.
plant, right? There was a
They had a
plant too.
plant, like a snake plant one also.
And then the guy, I remember the episode where it was at the carnival. He had like a staff, and he would disappear, and his head would pop off. I forget what the hell his name was, but
I don't think they had him though as a figure.
I'm almost certain they did because I remember the hat.
I don't believe so. I think I've got every monster they released, and I don't recall him being as one of them. If he is, I'm missing him. Then I have to find him. So
I'll look it up. I'm almost certain they had him. I don't know why it would ring in my head otherwise. And they made the Bones guy. What was the one? The Bone guy? I don't know what the hell he is, but he was like military, but he was a skeleton.
no, that was never released through Lightning series. No, sir.
I don't know. I'd have to look because I wouldn't just pop in my head for no reason.
Because we got Goldar, you got Sphinx, and then the I forgot his name, but the one that like made the monsters out of clay.
Oh, he looked like a shitty version of Falcor from the Neverending Story. Like Falcor and Yoda had a kid. He liked the white ears and the glasses and shit.
Essentially, yeah. But
That's too broad.
I was gonna say it looked like a fucked up mutant Geppetto.
There you go.
See, Mecha gets it. They didn't release him.
Well, he's only doing it to stir my pot.
Or I'm right. One or the other.
That was Rita's brother. Well, there you go.
No, his name was like Fester or some shit. Or
No, he's talking about he is talking about the bone skeleton guy. I'm almost certain.
Oh, okay.
The army guy. That
Yeah,
sounds
no,
right.
yeah, he definitely wasn't released.
Yeah, that's cool. That sounds about right. Sweet. All right. Yeah, so we talked about the Playmates, them releasing the or having the rights for Power Rangers. So we'll see how long it takes them to start pumping out product.
You want to touch on whatever the hell these NECA knockoffs / potential re-releases of the original Turtles is?
Now you got me trying to think.
You ordered a set. The original 08 NECA Turtles in the clamshells.
Oh, yeah. Okay, my bad. Yeah. Shit, I totally forgot about that.
Yeah.
That's where my life is at. You guys remember this? Remember we ordered that? I don't remember ordering that. You ordered one. You told us you ordered one. Oh, yeah. 3 weeks later. Oh, yeah, I ordered one, guys. Check it out. God damn it. How am I not destitute?
Not a problem.
Oh, it's like, yeah, that goes without saying. There's a list. There's a class somewhere I should be a part of, and I haven't gone. Yeah, so to Wheezy's point, man, I'm jealous because he's got the OGs, so there's no denying that. But so apparently on AliExpress right now, if you don't have them, you can get them. So the original NECA clamshell, do you have any of those handy?
No.
We're talking about
One's getting graded, and the other 3 are stored away
packed
for
away.
safety.
So
Anyway,
it's
did you get a follow-up email?
No, not yet.
let me go. Let me just
Dude,
pull
I
this up
reached
so
out
people
to
know
them
what
and
I'm
they're
talking
like,
about.
yeah. Well, we got it. Jesus Christ! I'm glad I didn't send those Star Wars figures in there.
It's all right. I'm not sweating it.
Be another 4 years before I hear anything. Oh, by the way, we couldn't get these done. Here you go.
But yeah, so those turtles, like all of a sudden, they randomly popped up on AliExpress, right? So they've always had the knockoff bootlegs in the tubes, and whoa, there we go. So now they're doing that version of them, which it comes with. Apparently, is going to come with the street scene diorama. Everything is supposed to. which makes me wonder, why would these guys overseas knocking off turtles for the past 10 years, putting them in tubes, all of a sudden switch base to this? It's made me wonder if NECA is re-releasing them, and these are just off of the production of re-releases.
So I would like to see you for the next cast dig out one of your OGs if you get it by then. I don't know if you will. Oh, we pre-ordered, right? So they're not ready yet.
Yeah,
so
mine said it'd be here between the 25th and February 1st or something.
Okay, so when yours come in, grab one of your OG ones, and I'm gonna want to see a comparison. Like, and if you see like, dude, there's no way to tell, that almost leads me to believe that it's not so much like you said a knockoff. They're just re-releasing them, and if that's the case, to Mechadome's point where I don't open anything, this is one of those where I would order a whole nother set so I could open and show the street scene diorama. And I wonder if you could even put a light in the street light. I think that'd be dope.
I mean, I would assume that if these were official re-releases from NECA, that on the bottom of it, it'll have like the new, copyright for 2025. You know what I mean? Versus mine will say 2008 because they're the originals. These will have something with the new date on it. Because then other people, somebody's like, oh no, I talked to one of the sellers and they said it's just old stock that they found. And I was like, okay, that could be. Except when you look them up on AliExpress, like 40 people pop up selling them. So all 40 of these people found old stock.
Right.
Like, so it's either they're knocking them off all of a sudden for whatever reason, or NECA's about to drop these, and we weren't supposed to know about it until they start popping up in stores. And overseas does what overseas does.
So
what are they going for?
$100 for the set.
The whole set, it was like $109 after taxes.
That's not bad.
Yeah. Which, if you want like a normal set of the knockoffs, you can get the whole set for like $54 shipped.
Right. There's the ones I've taken them to shows and stuff, but but people like them. I mean, people buy individuals. They'll buy one of them for $25 because they just want that one character. I've sold Mikey like 3 times. But I think they're cool. I have an open set. I have 2 open sets, actually. I have the red open set and I have a colored open set. And then I do have a buddy who had the 2008 OG NECAs. I got 3 from him. Like, one's missing his pads. Like, they're very incomplete. But I still have the figures. And honestly, they're really no different. When you hold one in your hand with the quality and you hold one in your hand with the knockoff, it's the same damn figure. It's just somebody didn't paint one as well as the other.
And then next time you have them close to each other, look at the plaster on the shell in the front.
Yeah. They're
different there. The material quality is different.
Like a texture or what they actually made them with?
Like how it bends. Yeah, it's they're softer.
I like them though, man. I think they're cool figures, and I'm excited if these things come in and they're half as good as the clamshells look in the pictures. I think that's a score for $100.
So to answer this question, do you tell buyers their the knockoff versions, right? Yes, we when we have anything that comes from overseas that's potentially a knockoff, or in this case is definitely a knockoff, we let customers know that they're the Japanese version. They're the Chinese. What do we call them? The Chinese or Japanese version? I think we call them the Japanese version. It
really depends what it is. Where it is, like there'd be a transformer, and so let's give you an example, Mecha. Vintage Transformers where they sell them in that retro packaging. You get them on Alley, you get them a couple different places. And when we resell those at shows, yes, we're very upfront. Let them know that this is not an original. It is the knockoff. Now, at the same time, I will tell you this. With the exception of those gift sets, the gift sets with the plastic, the all plastic combiners, they leave a little bit to be desired. It's just simply the way that the plastic molds are and so on and so forth. But if you go out and buy, give you an example, you go out and buy all of the reproduction, the knockoff Repop Dinobots, and you have an OG set of Dinobots, it is extremely hard to tell which is which. They did a very good job. There's metal on the reproductions. They transform the same. The stickers are in the same place. The only difference is that you can tell if you're a true collector is they'll do the pre-rub emblems, or they'll do like the the rub emblem or whatever, something like that. so that way when you're holding them up, you can tell which one's the repop and which one's the knockoff. But yes, to answer your question, we don't hide anything from anybody. We let them know exactly what it is that they're buying.
Oh yeah, no, absolutely. Because even some of the horror girls that I sell, they're the Japanese versions too. They're not knockoffs, but they are because they're not the official. They don't have the official stamps from Kotobuki Kia, whatever the fuck you pronounce the company. They don't have that stamp on it, so they're technically the Japanese version. So we let people know that. And with this turtle specifically, it brings up because you'll have people that come up and they're collectors and they know it's a knockoff and they'll start trying to question you to see if you're going to mention it's a knockoff, because anybody who collects knows that those NECA turtles, the originals, didn't come with colored bandanas. They were all red.
Yep.
Or you get a black and white. There was no, orange, purple, and blue. So those, especially when people are inquiring, we let them know, these are knockoffs. These came from overseas. They do them this color scheme. They were never offered in this color scheme. It does add a level of uniqueness to them compared to the originals. But yeah, we always try and be as honest as we can with it, because there are people out there that are trying to do a gotcha to try and see if you are being upfront with what you have.
And so with that being said, a lot of times with Transformers, one thing you definitely want to look for is going to be where the A from Trans and the F from Formers, they will line up. That line of the A and the F. I'm trying to see if I can grab an OG box here, but I don't want to mess my stuff up there to grab.
Everything's gonna come falling down.
Yeah, it's gonna be bad. And then the camera and everything will go with it. But that F and that A will line up just like this. That's how you know you have an actual original Hasbro production one. The problem is a lot of times with the knockoffs and the fake ones, you'll see the F will actually be over by the R.
It's so strange.
When you're looking at the boxes, if you see that, it's a knockoff. Also, OG Optimus Prime, the little gray that goes around Prime's body will stop at his arm. And so basically it does not go around the whole thing. So if you see that wrapped around that gray, wrapped around the whole thing, that's how you know you have a knockoff Optimus.
It's so strange that there's all these little tells, especially on the packaging, whether it's a knockoff or not. It's how can they not get that aspect? Just fucking copy it and paste it. Why are you trying to recreate it? An example is there's a knockoff of a Michael Myers figure from Halloween, and the packaging, everything looks right except that the O in Halloween, the center of the O is white while the rest of the packaging is black. If you have that white circle, it's the knockoff. Such a stupid fucking thing for the factory to not be oh shit, we need to paint that black. They don't. And it's the knockoff. It's such a weird, these little things that the factories just don't do.
I feel like that's how they get around the copyright infringement. I mean, I know it's a likeness thing. They could probably sue for likeness, but I think it's just to get around the copyright.
But
if you're making knockoffs, do you really care about copyright? You're making a goddamn knockoff.
Really crazy that that Flame God, the FG01 Jetfire. It is so weird how close to the original box it is, and even in size, the box size, that people kept coming up. The last ones I had at the show that sold, people kept coming up to it thinking it was the real one, and they're like, "Man, how come this is so cheap?" And I'm like, "Dude, it's not the OG one." I had to explain it. Calm down. And I was like, "Look, see that FG01 right there? That's they did a great job even on the back of the packaging, all around that packaging. It could have passed the about." Now, if you take the figure out and put it side by side to the G1, you can tell it's definitely smaller than the G1. But the package, the box itself, is about the same size.
Yeah, I still have 3 or 4 of those on pre-order, different places that just nothing's happening. So
you gotta love that when you have those pre-orders sitting there and they don't fucking move.
Yeah, it's gonna be good. I'm down to 200 days or something on the one, so it should be fine. I should have it any day now.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I can't wait to get it though, man. I'm excited to have one for myself, and then excited to resell the other ones, obviously. And then I've got my OG Jetfires here. I'm gonna start making sense on some of the ones that I have here for sure. I know Johnny and Gus were interested in possibly partaking in some of the gentlemen. Giggity. All right, cool. What else?
I mean, not much. I think we've kind of covered everything for this this past week that I can think of.
Yeah.
So one thing I do want to mention, guys, it's still a ways out, but I just put it out there as early as possible and let people know. March 8th, all of us are actually going to be here at the Hernando County Fairgrounds. We're gonna be slinging plastic crack. So
yes,
come out and see us. We're gonna have some great figures, some great deals. I got the Cat Slayer. I'm just gonna be there. Metroplex is gonna be there. I'm excited to have that bad boy on display. Will be available for sale. So
I haven't gotten mine yet.
Yeah.
If you guys don't know, we've been talking about it forever. It's this 4-foot Metroplex. The pictures and the videos and everything that's come out for this thing screams, oh my God, it's going to be so cool. Yeah, I just can't wait. When's the Shellhead verse toys coming? Like toys from my world? Because those are
your own toy line. Kind of like how Vala has the Valaverse, the Shellhead verse.
Oh. Yeah, probably like little vodka bottles that transform into turtles. I don't know. But all right, guys. So
have you seen the third-party ones? They're Coca-Cola bottles that transform into little robots.
I have not. It sounds like McDonald's though, where they used to have little ones when we were kids.
Yeah.
Where are these at? It's gonna be one of those things you have to like go in like a raffle system to get it.
No, it's on like Ally or some shit like that.
Oh, that's like I brought it up before. That's like the Jesus that transforms into a cross and then back into a mecha.
Yeah, no, but it's not as expensive as that shit. It's actually on Ally or one of those things. It's not that expensive. It's like $5 or something like that.
That's pretty cool. No, I don't know anything about that one, but it reminds me of when you were a kid at McDonald's, you used to have them. So when it transforms.
Well, may not be a Shellhead verse, but we do got a Grub Sport. So guys, this will be on display at the toy show. So get your asses out there so you can see it in person.
It's gonna be a good time. I'm excited to see what's gonna go down. It was a great show originally, and this next show I have high hopes for.
Turtles would eat the pizza. I mean, let's be real. Like,
yeah, I'm not really sure where that came from. The burger might stand a chance, but
especially if you drop the Dill Twins on them.
We good? What else we got? We good? Button it up.
Nah, I think we're good, man. Until next week.
Yeah.
See what other dumb bullshit happens between now and next Tuesday in the toy world.
Well, guys, as always, thank you so much for coming out. We had a great time tonight. Ran over a little bit. It's not a big deal. We had a good time talking about the things that we love, and we love bantering with you guys.
It's still raining over here.
What'd you say?
It's still raining over here.
That's crappy here too. But thank you guys so much for coming on board, and we hope to see you next time, of course. And as always, nutcaps. And that happens live, so we don't edit that. See you guys later. We're out.